Yeah, I do.
Well, I have to wear it. I'm the new face of Little Debbie's Snack Cake.
Hi everyone, welcome back to our next episode of The More You Know. Today, me and Amber are going to be discussing our top 5 Will Ferrell films.
Learn to love, okay? Come here, boy!
A doggy! Yay! And kicking off our list at number 5 is Daddy's Home. Released in 2015, this film has Mark Wahlberg and Will Ferrell at their best, in my opinion. Way better than their sort of dynamic in The Other Guys. What do you think, Dill?
No, yeah, I love the parallel better in this film compared to The Other Guys. I love that Will Ferrell's trying to become a more macho dad, like how Mark Wahlberg's character is. I love the basketball scene as well. Like I don't know if you've seen it where he tries to make the half-court shot.
Oh my gosh, and he's really drunk. And he literally throws it and it hits the cheerleader in the face and it hits the kid in the wheelchair.
Yeah, it's so funny. And apparently they filmed that during a real game. So
oh my gosh. Can you
so
imagine?
The audience,
that would be so
the audience
much
was
fun.
actually really pissed off.
I mean, the thing is about this film, I feel like Will Ferrell has two kind of ways of being typecast, and this way is him being the soft, cute, nice, wholesome sort of guy, which is cute. I like this type of Will. I think he's great in this.
No, I do as well, because it's funny because he's also still derpy as well. The classic Will Ferrell still comes out.
I mean, the scene with the motorbike where he, Mark Wahlberg tells him to park it or move it because the car's trying to get out of the drive, and he literally crashes it through the house. He goes through the wall. It's one of my favourite scenes by far.
No, yeah, I love it as well.
You'll get served. You don't know this about me, Jerry. I like to move my body.
Hey people, tomorrow morning, 10 a.m., Santa's coming to town. Oh my God!
So for our number 4 pick, it was Elf, the classic Christmas film, one of the best Christmas films in my opinion. What do you think about
Christmas,
it, Amber?
Don't you, Dylan?
I mean, yeah, of course. Who doesn't love Christmas?
True.
I mean, you can only watch this film during Christmas, otherwise it's weird. You wouldn't watch it in May.
I didn't, I watched it back because we were doing this, and it was really giving me Christmas feels. It was kind of making me, I don't know, Christmas has that warm fuzzy feeling, and it was had a bunch of different Christmas songs in it, which I thought was really sweet. I guess you forget because you only really watch it once a year, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen this film a lot, so when I do go back to it, it is a good watch. I love the elf scene with Peter Dinklage.
I know, I love him. And he's just did you ride a reindeer to get here? And he's call me an elf one more time. He looks so young in that scene, compared to Game of Thrones.
Yeah, I know. I just love how angry he gets. I mean, obviously he's an honest reaction because he's making fun of his height. He doesn't know he's a dwarf. I just love how oblivious Will Ferrell's character is.
And everyone else is in the boardroom what on earth is happening?
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of the whole point of the film. I feel like everybody is just looking at him what are you doing?
Yeah, I know.
Running around in his elf costume, and it's just too much. I mean, when Buddy thinks that Santa's coming to the grotto at the store, and he's like, Santa!
Oh, the store manager character. Oh, he's so funny as well.
He's so mad. He's literally just not having it.
But in the end of the day, he got the girl, didn't he? Would you go out with a guy that's from the North Pole, Amber?
I have no problem with dating someone from the North Pole. I have a problem with a guy who's going to dress as an elf 24/7.
But he's an elf, Amber.
Yeah, I mean, that's a bit of a red flag for me. I don't know. Can you imagine taking him home to the parents? And they're why is your boyfriend dressed in tights? And you're like, it's the thing, it's 2020, let him live.
Yeah,
He's going
exactly.
through a phase. But then it's not a phase because he wears it every single day. I don't think my mum would approve, if I'm honest. Even if it is Will Ferrell.
Yeah, I don't think so either. That's a hard one to pull off.
I'm in a store and I'm singing.
Hey! There's no singing in the North Pole.
Yes, there is.
No, it's not.
We sing all the time.
No, it's not.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? I've just been handed an urgent and horrifying news story.
And we're now on to number 3, and we picked Anchorman. I think Anchorman's decent, but I do think it's aimed at a more like male audience. I think it's got a lot more laddie jokes. The cast is quite like boyish. It's got like Steve Carell, Paul Rudd, all those classic people that have the same sort of like witty banter.
Yeah, I would have to agree with you. I was watching it back as well when we made the list, and like, yeah, some of the jokes are just so crude and just so cringe.
Yeah, it's quite crude. I think some of it does land. Like, my favourite scene in the whole film is definitely when the guy whips out the Sex Panther like aftershave.
Yeah.
And he's like, it's banned in 9 countries and it's made from real panther. And you're like, oh right, what's this gonna smell like? And then he walks into the office and someone's like, literally everybody in the office is like dying because of the smell. Someone's like, it smells like he used diapers, like filled with curry. Someone's like, it smells like Bigfoot's dick. It's just it's just too much. But that by far is definitely my favorite scene.
Yeah, it has a great cast. I love Steve Carell's character. I know he doesn't say a lot, but he's, you know, I love the fight scene as well, and his weapon is a hand grenade because, you know.
I know, and they're like, where did you get a grenade from? He's like, I don't know. He is funny in it. I mean, they all do really well, and I think the thing I like the most is that it's kind of set in like the 80s or like 70s vibe.
Yeah.
So that's a cool twist on it, even though it came out in 2004.
Yeah, it's a great film with a great cast.
Rick, where'd you get a hand grenade?
I don't know.
Who's gonna save you now, Chaz? Is little Lord McElroy gonna come and meet you down here?
So our second pick is Blades of Glory. This is also another fantastic film with a great cast. I love the contrast with Will Ferrell here as well. I don't know how to really describe this film if I was gonna mention it to someone, because
Well, you couldn't give it a little like synopsis.
no, like what would you say?
I would say 2 rival ice skaters from 2 very different worlds collide into each other's lives.
The way anyone could describe this, it would just sound like this is such a bad film.
I mean, let's be honest, it's not the best film ever made, but I absolutely love it. I've seen it so many times, maybe because BBC Three used to play it like every single Friday or Saturday for like 3 years in a row. It's just so funny, and like the Anchorman sort of type of Will Ferrell, it's got him as being a douchebag, which I really like it when he like plays that guy as well. And Chaz Michaels is just like a real badass. And I mean, my favorite scene, or one of my favorite scenes, there were many I have to say, but when he's singing My Humps on the like treadmill, it's like my humps, and he's like, that's the only song that we're gonna do a routine to. And then they kind of reference the Kanye West song.
Yep. See, that's how iconic the film
No,
is.
like-
It's in a song now, so they give it props. I love the ice and fire routine as well. I just
It's
love all
so
the
good.
routines, to be fair, that they all do. It's just, I mean, they are very crude, but at the same time, they're so funny.
It's so funny. I like the rivalry as well between the other ice skating
Yes,
duo.
yeah. I love, I think we can do the Iron Lotus move, Amber. I think we should try it.
I mean, I'm quite a bit heavier than you. I think you would struggle. Or am I the man in this? Are you
Don't
the
know, who wants to
woman?
do the flip? The flip is all about the glory, so whoever
I
does it.
think I could do the headbanging thing with me carrying you, because I don't think you'd be able to carry me. I'd definitely hit my head.
I think
on
we
the
could do
ground.
it.
I used to love ice skating. Maybe that's why I like the film
really?
so much, because it
Oh,
reminds
that's
me of
cool.
my glory days. Yeah. I wouldn't say I was like amazing, but I can skate.
I can skate.
I dabble.
Unbelievable finish to an incredible routine, and they've won this crowd over.
You were dead! I saw you die!
I was faking. I used ninja focus to slow my heart rate down.
So, moving on to our top spot, we have the one and only Step Brothers, released in 2008 with the great duo that's Will Ferrell and John C. Reilly. And I love this film so much. I watched it yesterday because I just needed to watch it again. I knew it off by heart, but it's just an absolute 10 out of 10. I think there's so many funny moments, and I just don't even know where to begin with this one. I mean, one of my favourite ones that springs to mind, and I'm sure Dill will agree, is when he rubs his nuts on the drum set.
Yeah, the drum kit scene. I mean, it's funny seeing two grown men playing as man children. Basically, that's basically what the film is.
Yeah, literally, they're supposed to be 40, and they literally act 15 at
Yeah,
max,
the drum kit scene, the bunk bed scene. I'm pretty sure I was watching one of the clips, and I think one of the supporting beams was like a giant pencil for the bunk bed.
It literally was the most silliest things, and then obviously he gets crushed by the bed, and he's crying, and he has this tiny scratch, and there's just so many, like, I mean, when they're fighting on the lawn, and they literally knock each other out because they hit each other in the head, and like their mum and dad are at work and they have to get called, and all the neighbours are on the front grass, like literally watching them brawl in front of everyone.
Yeah,
I don't know, it's just such an iconic film. I mean, another favourite of mine is when they try and do that pitch for their new business.
This that
and they're
Prestige
all out for
Worldwide.
dinner. Prestige Worldwide. But the bit where they start showing the music video, and I actually think the music video is sick. The rapping's decent. Like, I didn't know they would be that good at singing. And then they crash the boat.
Oh god, it's so funny.
What
It's
a
just
scene.
those two. Like, it's funny how I think comedy is one of those genres where obviously the acting is really, I mean, they're not the greatest actors, but with this film, like, just the two of them carries it so well, just with like all the funny acts.
Literally, like, it's great having the extra people. I mean, Seth Rogen's in it, Adam
Yeah.
Scott, there are a few other like stars in it, which is great, but they are really in the background. Like, these two really are the stars of the show, and it's just so funny. I mean, even the bit when they're interviewing for the jobs and they fart in the front of Seth Rogen, and he's like, "Did you just fart?" And they're like, "No." And he's like, "I can taste it. Is that onions?" Now I've come to think of it, you guys wearing tuxedos here is kind of fucked up. It does make me laugh. There's just too many scenes. The Catalina wine mixer.
Oh yes, that's a classic.
I want to go to a Catalina wine mixer. Why aren't they just
I
happening?
don't know. I think they're too prestige for us, Amber.